the 5-0 Harmonic Pattern Indicator, which is offered for various platforms on the TradingFinder website. From this section, you can download the indicator file for MetaTrader 4 and MetaTrader 5 platforms and run it on your chart. Traders can also read this page to learn about how the indicator works and its functionality. From the navigator section, icons, we select the indicator file and run the indicator setup by dragging the file onto the chart. Once the indicator is placed on the chart, it begins to detect and draw the 5-neo harmonic pattern on the price chart. Traders who are looking to identify this harmonic pattern on the chart can use the 5-neo harmonic pattern indicator to detect these patterns. And by displaying the D-on zone, which is considered the potential price reversal area, they can enter a sell or buy trade in the market. In the settings section, under the input tab, there are options available for us. In the first part, we can set the minimum wavelength in the harmonic pattern, which is based on identifying and drawing zigzag lines. Here we can set the first parameter of the zigzag indicator, which has 3 parameters in this section, while the other 2 parameters are hard-coded as 3 and 3, and their calculations are performed accordingly. Here the values 5, 3, and 3 are set for us. For example, if I set the value to 10 here, the calculations will be done with the values 10, 3, and 3, and the pivots will be displayed. In the next section, we can specify the number of candles for identifying and displaying harmonic conditions, which is set to 100 candles by default. For example, from this section, starting at point D, the indicator goes back 100 candles and looks for identifying point 30 on the price chart. Within these 100 candles, if the desired Fibonacci ratio is identified, it will display point 30. Again, from point 30, it goes back 100 candles, and within these 100 candles, it looks for identifying point B. Then from point B to A, from A to X, and from X, it searches for O. In the lower section, we can enable or disable the display of harmonic pattern lines. In the next section, we can enable or disable the validity of harmonic patterns in case the pivots are broken. If we set this option to true, even if the pivot of the harmonic pattern is broken, the patterns will remain valid for us. If we set this option to false, in the section below, we can specify at what distance the next pivot should be created after the harmonic pattern's pivot is broken, and if the next pivot moves more than the value specified in this section, the pattern will not be displayed for us. Here by default it is set to 100 pips, and I will click confirm here. We can see that it does not display this harmonic pattern for us. If I set it to 1000 pips in this section, it will display the harmonic patterns for me that meet the filter conditions I set in the pool settings. As we can see here, in this section, because a harmonic pivot has formed for us from point X to A, and after that the price has moved downward. Between the distance from point A to C, a pivot break has occurred for us now, and by using the filter in the settings section, we can determine this distance now, for which I have set the value to 1000 pips in this part. In the next section, we can adjust the shift option, which is set to 2 by default. This means that after the pattern forms and the candle closes, it moves forward by 2 candles, and then it checks the pattern and displays it on the chart. If I set it to 0, as soon as the harmonic pattern candle closes, it checks the pattern and, if the required conditions are met, displays the pattern. In the next two sections, we can enable or disable the display of bullish and bearish harmonic patterns. In the next section, we can set the drawing style of the harmonic pattern, which includes 5 options: solid, dash, dot, dash dot, and dash dot dot. In the following section, we can adjust the thickness of the harmonic pattern, which is set to 1 by default. If we set this number higher than 1, the drawing style will automatically switch to solid, and the lines will be displayed as a straight line. In the final section, we can also change the color of the harmonic patterns to any color we like. Here we can set the color for the bearish harmonic pattern, the color for the bullish harmonic pattern, and finally, the color for the pattern pivot labels. One thing you should pay attention to is that in the MetaTrader 5 platform, these two options are different for us. In the MetaTrader 5 platform, in the second section, instead of using candles, the calculations are based on pivots. That means from point D, going backward, it searches for point C based on the pivots. In the MetaTrader 4 platform, here we can see that 100 candles have been set for us in this section. That is, it goes back 100 candles and looks for point C. But in the MetaTrader 5 platform, it goes backward based on the value we set there. That is 1 pivot, 2 pivots, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. Based on the pivots, it looks for point C. Then after that, it searches for points B, A, X, and finally O, and in the end, it displays the pattern. The next point concerns the first and second options. In the MetaTrader 4 and MetaTrader 5 platforms, the more you increase the values of the first and second options, the larger the harmonic patterns it identifies will be, and it won't display suitable ratios for us. To display more suitable patterns in a better state, the values we set here should be more appropriate, and we shouldn't enter large numbers in this section. Well, friends, we've reached the end of this indicator tutorial. We'd be happy if you share your comments and suggestions with us in the comments section.